Good morning. Time to get up. Go ahead and get up. That's okay. It's amazing to me that getting out of bed is sometimes the hardest thing that I do all day. Just, my dad doesn't have a hard time getting out of bed. He gets up at like 4 a.m. He'll go to bed at like 11 and get up at 4 and just be like, I hate sleep. Sleep is boring. I like to be awake. And I agree, I like to be awake, but getting up is just, it's so warm and cozy. I don't want to wake up. So it's literally, for me, it's pretty pathetic. I have to get one arm out of the bed, and then the other leg, and then the other leg. And like by the time I barely get out of bed, like my head is the only thing on the bed, on my pillow. And then finally I get up. But once you get up and you start walking around and do your lemon water, make your java, and pray, think about your day, think about the business you haven't started yet, how much you love your family, the things that you wish you would have done as a kid or your parents would have done with you as a kid, and the things that you are going to make sure you do with your kids, or whatever it is. So today, go ahead and get up. Go ahead and get out of bed. I'll wait for you. Kind of that's why I do some of this. So I'll wait for you for a couple minutes to get going. There's the part of this where it doesn't make a lot of sense is that I get going at about 6:05 or whatever and start doing the exercise part of it. However, I actually get up at about 5:30 or 5:40, and so I have a little bit of time to to get up. So if I will be your alarm clock at 6 o'clock. If you'll agree when your alarm goes off at say 5:55, and just get to your Facebook live feed, I'll be here getting you up, and you got about 5 minutes, to get ready to do some soul salutations, to say good morning to your soul, good morning to your body, good morning to the sun. But if you don't want to use me like that, if you just want to get up like I do early, 5:30, 5:40, and do all your stuff and then be ready to go, then that's fine too. So last night I watched mostly, because it was getting late, What the Health, and it's a documentary on Netflix, and it really challenges not only the food industry, especially meat and dairy, but the corresponding, sometimes government, sometimes I think private entities that claim to foster research and the ability to cure certain diseases that are linked to these foods, like cancer and diabetes. And this old boy goes around and he does a bunch of studies. He doesn't do the studies, but he reads research studies. And he finds all these research studies that say, well, there's a direct correlation from processed meats to cancer, and diabetes. And then he goes on to like the American Diabetes Association website, And in their recommendations for a healthy diet there, they have processed meat. And so he's just a little curious, I suppose, and calls them up and asks for interviews, and no one will talk to him. And so it goes along that path. It's not Michael Moore, but it's kind of in that same vein of Supersize Me and why we eat what we eat. And I can tell you, my dad died of a heart attack. And, I know he ate poorly as well. So I don't want to eat poorly or smoke cigarettes, which he smoked a lot of cigarettes. But at the same time, I don't want to not eat meat, because I love me some meat. All kinds of meat. I love steak. I love chicken. I love pork. I love bacon. I love cold cuts. I love meat. I love some ribs. Some brisket. Man, I love eating meat. And so I guess the question becomes, assuming that the studies are all legit, am I willing to stop a habit, an eating habit of mine, in order to mitigate the damage that the food does to me? And I guess if I had like a magic mirror, if I could see that I was going to die by age 70 of some, cancer or heart attack. My uncle died of cancer and my dad died of a heart attack, so, and both of them are dead already, and I'm only 41, so if I had a magic mirror and I could see that I was going to die by 70 or 60 in the case of my dad and uncle, if I continued eating meat, or any of these other products, dairy, would I stop? And if I had that same magic mirror and I could see that if I did stop, I would continue living a healthy life until 100, would it be worth those extra 30 years of living to go without those foods? And I'm faced with that. So my challenge for you is, do you want to watch that show? Because you're going to watch it, and then you're going to be faced with that choice. Like, what's the point of learning anything if it's not going to create a change in your life? In the Bible, Paul talks about this. It's in the context of sin, I think, and in the context of spreading the gospel of Jesus' message, that all the things that I know I should do, I don't. And all the things that I know I shouldn't do, I do. And I think I'm in that conundrum right now. But I'm not going to solve that sitting here, so let's go ahead and get rolling for 13 soul salutations. Oh, before we do that, though, just real quick, if there are any of you out there that this makes any sense to, that you like this at all, not for my own vanity, but for the potential where maybe I could help somebody else, would you share this video or these videos with someone that maybe does yoga, or somebody that is striving to get up in the morning and start their day early and would like to exercise a little bit in the morning and just to get going, or what have you? Like the video, share the video, maybe suggest to me in the comment box a business that you think might make sense, a yoga studio, a personal coach, not physical fitness, but like a business coach, in that sense. Again, not necessarily for my own vanity. It is cool to see people comment and know that this is helping. But also just if I can help more people, it would be cool. So without further ado, we're going to do 13 soul salutations. Sometimes I lose track, but I think I'll get it. Because I'm doing 13, I'm going a little faster. Remember, I'm not a licensed yoga teacher, so you don't have to do it with me at the speed that I do it. Half the time I screw the progression up anyway, and I don't even think that my progressions are real soul salutation or sun salutation progression. I do believe that I'm going to get better at it, and that I'll start to work in some different poses, some warrior stuff, because I like those. I think those really strengthen your legs. But for now, I'm so stiff and new to the process that I'm gonna just stick with easy. So let's go ahead and get rolling. I hope you have a great day. While we're doing this, please focus on the things that you're grateful for. Remember, God's not going to put anything into your life if you don't already appreciate the things that you have, you know? I mean, if you don't appreciate what you have already, why would he give you something new? I mean, this is the way you treat your kids, right? That's the way I treat my kids. If they don't even like their current toys, darn if I'm just going to go get them more. Time to get back. I wish you a good day today. Watch that show if you dare.